Chairman, that one of the committees that have voluntarily joined is the Climate Change Committee, because I know that it is what can help my specific community. So I share in your concern. I think that education, we cannot leave it in the hands of one sector. All of us must be interested in keeping our country clean and promoting ecotourism, and also ourselves being ready to want to live in a clean and healthy environment. So it will be great to be able to work with the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, and also allied agencies to see how best we can do this together. I know that the World Bank invited me to a couple of meetings back in this, I think between 2013 and 2017 to discuss these things, and I'm willing to go back to them and see how we can take that up. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I will proceed to give the floor. Roxanne, with all due respect, I will proceed to give the floor to Honorable Yaobama. Very well. Uma Alasan. Very well. Honorable Shaibu.
Yeah. Chairman, thank you very much. Honorable nominee, congratulations. A well-deserved nomination. You did 3.5 years at the ministry. The last 8 years, you're not sure what has happened there. I have only one question, so I want to compress it. Chairman, I'll do a follow-up anyway. Mole National Park, one that is comparable to those in Kenya, in Uganda, and other places, largely is seen as a site that has been neglected for some time in terms of development. Indeed, it is the only place in Ghana that you will find the animals that you find in East Africa. And yet, very little is said about it, either in the media or in terms of investment into it. A huge potential for growth and for the development of the tourism industry. From there, a few kilometers away from Mole, indeed in Mole Park itself, there is a beautiful waterfall that has not been mentioned. It's called the Paria Waterfalls. A few kilometers from Mole is the Salaga Slave Market, a very important historical site that has also not had the much needed attention. Honorable nominee, give us a fair idea how you plan to tackle these two sites in northern Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. As I indicated in my earlier comment to Honorable Roxanne, the Black Star experience is the way to go, which is seeking to encourage districts, municipal assemblies, and what have you, to themselves invest in their own regions as far as their tourism is concerned. The ministry, being a policy-making one, has many agencies under it that will assist them. They are, and you rightly said, I haven't been there in 8 years, but they were equipped with the skilled personnel to help them develop ways in which they can promote and benefit from the tourism potential that they each have in their communities. I agree with you that Mole for years has been on one of the sites, the list of sites that are usually visited by visitors. What they probably need is more investment, and it's an area where our country needs to focus more on, to give more to the sector so we can bring in the required resources that we all agree that we are able to do. So I'll be pushing the agenda for that, and hope that the municipal assemblies, as I indicated, when the MCs are nominated and they pass, to engage them. I started that with Honorable Julius Deborah when he was Minister for Local Government. I sought his permission to meet with the MCs when he met them at Gimpa, to let them know that it's important for them to themselves bring to the ministry what they want us to help them to promote. And so I'll be championing that again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I wish you well.
Oh. Are you ready? I give the floor to Honorable Patrick Yaboma.
Thank you, Chairman, and congratulations, Honorable Dzifa Abla Gomashie. I was just reading the report from the Ghana Tourist Authority about cruise tourism. I'm sure you're aware about it. They reported about 9,000 visitors in 2023. 86% of them went to Cape Coast and Sekondi Takoradi area, just about 13% in Tema area. I also found out that there are 2 local companies involved in this business, Sunseekers and Kaya Tours, Sunseekers Tours. I know a lot of Ghanaians who go to Bahamas and Caribbean to undertake this tourist activities. And I've never heard about this before until I read on their website. I believe it's an area you should look into, especially those of us from the forest areas who are afraid of being on a boat or a ship or a cruise liner to explore the beautiful sea. What are you going to do apart from looking into artifacts, trade shows here and there, in some of the untapped areas of tourism and the challenges therein? I want us to explore further some of these areas. And what are some of the new things you'll be introducing, especially with some of the things that I'm reading about? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. And Honorable MP, you're not alone in the fear of water. I was born in Accra and I live in Aflau by the sea, but I'm terrified of water. But it's an area that people have passion for and must be invested in and supported. I have had conversations with some Navy officers. In fact, only 2 days ago, one of them showed me also dolphins in our high waters, which could also be added to this cruise experience. It's an area that is new to me and the ministry. I do not recall our engagement in cruise promotion as Deputy Minister back in the day, but it is an area that has been brought to my attention, and the potential seems to be like a very good one. So I will be engaging more on that and seek knowledge and experience from those who have it, so that it can come to the benefit of our country. I think that the untapped opportunities abound, and this is one of them, and I thank you for bringing it up. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Dzifa, Ghana has not been able to host major international conferences, and that is a source of revenue or income for most of our tourist facilities, the hotels, restaurants, bars, and what have you. And the answer is simple. We don't even have some of the best conferencing facilities here. We can't boast of 1,500 international or standard rooms in this country. We talk too much, but that's a fact. We can't boast of 1,500 top of the range rooms. If you go to Kempinski, I don't think they have more than 300 rooms. Movenpick, they don't have more than 250 rooms. Lancaster, they won't get you more than 250. Where again? Marriott. They can't, let alone conferencing facilities. That will bring a lot of people into this country and engage car rental companies and what have you. Secondly, our room rates, very expensive. So why won't your nationals go to South Africa, Gambia, Cote d'Ivoire and co, other countries, and explore? So what advice will you be giving to the finance minister to look into that area and rather bring down some of the taxes in the tourism sector to attract a lot more people and to raise some additional revenue for the country? What is your take on that, please?
Thank you very much, Chair, and you have hit the nail right on the head. This is an unending discussion, especially where the hotel rates are concerned. Even hotels that have franchise in other countries, ours tend to be very high comparatively. So I agree with you that the lack of infrastructure to meet the growing demands of the world and our country is there in our faces. Apart from engaging with the Minister for Finance, I think that everybody and anyone listening to me who has the wherewithal to engage with private sector in Ghana, out of Ghana, to ensure that we improve on our infrastructure capacity. You are welcome to engage with me after the vetting, and if I do get your nod, this is an issue that we must deal with. I agree with you that the lack of these facilities indeed take away from what could be revenue for our country. Taxes, taxes, taxes. It has been the cry of the hospitality industry from way back when I used to MC their events, and I was not even in the ministry as deputy minister. I've MC'd a lot of programs for this sector, and it is an issue that we must collectively deal with. I overheard the incoming Minister for Finance, Honorable Atufosin, saying that he has studied this economy so well, and he has a fair idea how he wants to help us as a country restructure it. I'll be tagging along him and lobbying him vigorously. And I know that you're an economic person as well. And since you identified this problem with me, you perhaps would want to join me to have these kinds of conversations with the finance people so they appreciate the enormity of the task ahead. I thank you, Chairman.
Let me congratulate you and wish you the very best. Thank you.
Very grateful.
I now give the floor to Honorable Ritana Odole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations, my dear sister. I call her Mama. Mama, oh Mama. And I want to say a big thank you to His Excellency for bringing you into your field. Congratulations, sis. My question, the cultural policy of Ghana was published in 2004 and spells out what has to be done. How are you planning to make it work to improve the fortunes of tourism in Ghana? And what is the role of the Creative Arts Council?
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Honorable Ritanao Dolesoa, MP for Lada de Kotopon. I'm grateful for the kind words. The cultural policy, I have briefing that some work has been done to review it. I think that it has received parliamentary approval, no, not parliamentary, presidential approval. It's gone to cabinet and I think is out. So they've done some work. I know a couple of the people who have committed their knowledge and expertise in reviewing the cultural policy. It's long overdue, and I'm happy that it's been done. The need for that policy really is, I think, the crux of the matter, because our tourism is hinged on our culture. One of our colleagues just mentioned that if you think of, for example, South Africa, you'll be thinking of safari. But for us, our strength is culture. And it's important that we take a second look at restructuring and realigning the laws that this ministry is going to be working with, make culture strong so tourism can benefit immensely from it. The Centers for National Culture have, over the years, played a huge part in the promotion, preservation, and conservation of our culture. It's been going down, and the revival of this policy document will help us re-strategize and make it better. The Creative Arts agency that has been formed, my understanding before we left office was that it was a multi-purpose vehicle, not an agency, but I see that now it is an agency. When I have the nod, I will take a critical look at the agency and its functions and see how best to make it work with the National Commission on Culture and, of course, the ministry as a whole. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Supplementary? Another substantive question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Mama Dzifa Abla Gomashie, there's one thing that has been baffling my mind as a member of parliament. As we are aware, MPs come from various parts of the country. And I've been thinking aloud, if it's possible that we can organize tours for members of parliament during recess, so that at least we can go around the country, know each other's constituencies, and then the tourism potentials there, so that at least when we have visitors from outside the country, we know where to take them. And I want to know if you will consider that when you are giving the nod as the Minister for Tourism. Thank you. And I know, Chairman, I want to congratulate you, and I hope that the agencies within your ministry are going to help you to succeed. Congratulations, sis.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Who am I to reject this beautiful offer? Considering especially the fact that to practice what she's preaching, she's one of the few people who has taken the trouble to come to my constituency to see the beach that I've been terrorizing her with. So it's a brilliant idea, and I hope that Mr. Speaker and leadership seated at this table will ensure that we are able to do that. And I'm happy that I'll be more than happy to work with Parliament to make that happen. So thank you.
Thank you very much. It's not a turn of honor, Minority Leader.
Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie, thank you for making time for this vetting process. You have indicated on your CV, page 1, that you live at 28 Gemfi Loop, Lakeside Estate, Adenta, Accra. Is that your own property or a rented property?
Mr. Chairman, it is my property. Thank you.
From whom did your root of title originate?
Honorable member, the root of title simply means the person from whom you originally acquired the land. That is what we mean by root of title. You may now proceed to answer the question.
Thank you, Chairman. From Lakeside Company. I bought it from the company. Thank you.
So, Lakeside Company acquired the land from the government, correct? You can see from your lease.
I do not recall these things. I had a lawyer who facilitated the whole process, and I do not recall. Thank you.
If given the opportunity, would you want to share the title with leadership of committee for us to know the root of title, if given the opportunity?
I certainly would if it's demanded. Thank you.
Honorable Ranking Member, it's as if you are part of ORA.
Chairman, you see a little bit of your own medication on your tongue. You see how it is. Anyway, it's okay. Honorable Dzifa Gomashie, you have here hometown. Please, I don't want to risk the pronunciation. Please help me.
Avwema. Aplau.
Yeah, I'm an Anlo man, but yes, but I have been living in Ifutu, Winneba, for so many years. So I concede that I have that weakness. So I can't speak the language properly. That's a fact. I will not deny that. So is it your dad who comes from there, or both parents come from there?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a very interesting heritage. So my biological mother, her mother is from Avwema. Her father is from Aplauteshi. My biological father is, his father is from Avwema. His biological mother is from Aplauteshi. So they crossed.
You've stated that you are a Roman Catholic.
Yes, Chairman.
Which parish do you belong to?
Mr. Chairman, I was baptized in St. Catherine's Catholic Church in Burma Camp, but I have roots now in both the Queen of Peace Catholic Church in Medina and also St. Peter's Catholic Church in Osu, depending on, and then of course now Parliament too. So depending on where I am, I go to church. Thank you.
So clarify this for me. Do we have hospital facilities inside the Burma camp?
Clinics.
Clinics inside the Burma camp?
Yes, please.
Very well. So you were born there?
I was born in Burma camp. Then okay. There were clinics. Now I think there's still clinics. Their main hospital will be 37 Military Hospital. Thank you.
At what point did you become a member of the NDC party?
I was probably here when it was born. I was probably here when NDC was born. I recall that as a child, well, as a young woman.
Honorable colleague, please answer the question. At what point did you become a member of the National Democratic Party? Congress. National Democratic Congress. Correct.
Mr. Chairman, grant me this 1 minute to say that I cannot give you the exact date. Probably when I got the card, it will be on the card. But indeed, I was here serving in various capacities as a young cadre before the NDC was born. So I just transitioned into it. But my card will have a certain date, which I do not recall. Thank you, Chairman.
In other words, you've at all material times been a member of the party?
I would say yes.
Very well. At what point did you develop this interest in becoming a legislator for your area?
I would say that honestly, it will be around the time that I heard the Honorable Fifi Fiavikwete, who is my predecessor, indicates that he wasn't going to contest again. Prior to that, I don't recall that it crossed my mind. Thank you.
What was the specific inspiration to get you to become a member of parliament?
There will be probably a couple of them. One that comes to mind quickly would be that I had an NGO called Values for Life. Now VFL Ghana is defunct sort of now. And I used to take money from my family to do the work that Values for Life was doing. And when my late husband was retiring, he told me this is the kind of thing MPs do. Go and do it so that you can have the wherewithal because I'm retiring. I think that was one of the key points. The other one being that in the southern part of the Volta region, 9 constituencies, no woman from these communities has ever been in this chamber. So I thought that being a cultural advocate and a women's advocate, that I set the example myself and dare to break that ceiling, to give opportunities for other women to also do that. Thank you.
Our revered guests, I will repeat. Let's listen to the nominee in silence. I beg you, with all due respect.
So you've indicated to us that Honorable Fifi Kwete's exit was the immediate thing that triggered your interest in coming into this legislative, assembly, this parliament. And you've also indicated that your late husband encouraged you to get into this, for want of a better word, this enterprise. You were using your own money to do the NGO with the family funds and all that. And then the fact that there were no women on record to have participated in the legislative politics of the southern belt of the Volta. So now that you are in, apart from you, is there any other woman from the Volta region who has also been nominated for ministerial appointment?
Mr. Chairman, for now there's only 2 of us. We were 4 when I came to Parliament. 2 lost their seats and 1 maintained hers. And out of the 2, I'm the one who's, for now, has been nominated. Thank you.
Who is the other one, please?
My senior, Honorable Joycelyn Tete. Thank you.
Now, let me ask you, in total, Volta region, how many NDC MPs are you?
There's 18 of us. Thank you.
18. And of the 18, how many of you have been nominated for ministerial appointments? Apart from the regional minister?
3. 3. My colleagues, 3.
Apart from you, who are the other 2, please?
Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa and Honorable Abuja. Thank you.
Now, you know the state of the roads in Volta region, and you are going to manage the tourism ministry. First of all, to what extent do you think that the state of the roads will affect the tourism potential?
Honorable Chair, I think that infrastructure in this sector is the most important thing to drive tourism. And I would say that it plays the roads to the facilities, if fixed, will really increase the revenue that we get from tourism. So it is very, very important that we have the roads that lead to our sectors.
So let me move away from the hypothetical space I'm in and come straight to a practical situation. Are the roads that bad to the extent that they would affect tourism potential in the region?
Which region, please?
I'm referring to the Volta region, the subject matter here. We are staying a bit in the Volta.
Just for clarity, that's all I ask. Thank you. So that, amongst other things, will be important to drive tourism in the Volta region. Yes, thank you.
Would you therefore assure the people of the Volta region that you will work together with the roads minister to ensure that key roads are constructed to enable the full tourism potential of the Volta region to be realized? Do you assure the nation of this?
Chairman, it gives me great pleasure to have you vet me today in your capacities as seniors in this chamber who have experience that I do not have. In the past 4 years, if there's anybody that I'm able to speak with on matters relating to my role as a member of parliament and where I'm going now, that person will be Honorable Apanyama. I will be relying on your support to approach the Minister for Roads to assist me, because no, to be fair, the whole country will be lobbying the same minister. It would be useful if you assist me, and I know that with the relationship that the both of you have, if you stood by me, I will get those rules fixed. I'm not putting you on the spot. This is how I feel about the answer I'm giving you. I will do that, but I don't think that my voice alone can go that far. I will be relying on you. That's all I'm trying to say. Thank you very much. Chairman, if I may, and I don't want to offend the leader of the minority, but he must admit that he's been very helpful since I've been here in the last 4 years. You know that. Now it's public. So I'll be lobbying you to help me with this roads thing. Thank you very much.
See to their welfare and ensure that their happiness in the chamber materially depended on my generosity and benevolence. That duty I discharged, and all who know me know me. On this occasion, and on this occasion only, I am seeking to know from you, at the policy level, you know, truth be told, I can lobby, but you are in government. There's no denial about that. You and Abuja will serve in cabinet. I've been in cabinet, and I can tell you, I don't know how the Mahama cabinet would be, but in the Akufo-Addo cabinet, it was pound for pound, that you really have to be firm and defend and lobby and get your colleague minister to get along with you. That I know. It's a reason why I am anchoring my question on the fact that you coming from the Volta region and conceding that the roads in Volta are bad and that would affect the tourism potential. You necessarily the tourism potential. You necessarily would need to get the buy-in of the Minister for Roads and Highways. And it's that assurance to actually get to him that I want you to give to the nation, because you are tourism. If we don't get it done, they will say you have failed. I don't want you to fail. So what assurance have you to the nation that you will be on the Roads and Highways Minister to ensure that he fixed that the roads in the Volta region are fixed? Assure the nation.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm not sure that the incoming Minister for Roads himself is not aware of the situation in our region. And I know the passion with which he comes to do everything. I will push as hard as I can to ensure that he gives attention to especially the roads that lead to the tourist destinations, because really they will bring the investment back. If the roads to these destinations are fixed, it will increase trips there, and he will get the benefit. So I will go and endeavor that I lobby as hard as I can. And as a former Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, I had opportunity to enter
cabinet. It is enough. It is enough. You've answered the point.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes, sure. Don't go too much. Let's stay in the circles of the question, so your people don't say I've kept you too long. Now, you will agree with me that the beaches of Volta have serious tidal wave challenges. You know that. You agree with me? Let's be honest. Are there sun-winning activities along the beaches? Be honest with me.
I do not have any possible.
Very well. Do you think that if these are true, it contributes to the escalating situation they find themselves when the waves get out of hand?
I'm not sure that I see the linkage, but if that's your suggestion, I'll accept and pursue it going forward.
Very well. So I would hold that question because you intend to pursue. I would want you to pursue it and engage on. They also tell me about the cost of our visa. The cost of our visa. At one point, a business friend in Spain told me why he spent holidays in Morocco rather than Ghana. And he said, well, the visa, whatever the application process and everything, hotel tickets for 1 week was costing him about 660 euros. Whereas if he had elected to be in Ghana, it was going to cost him perhaps 4 or 5 times more. First, what would you do to address the visa situation?
Recognize Patrick Boma on supplementary.
That's a very good answer, Dzifa. I think that directive requires parliamentary ratification under Article 75. So you just have to collaborate with Honorable Abla should he get a nod. Thank you.
Thank you.
You mean the foreign minister designate?
Men the member for North Tongue.
Okay.
And the foreign minister designate.
Okay.
Should he get the nod? Should he?
Anyway, so let's get back to business. When you were campaigning as a member of Parliament for election, when you were campaigning to be elected as a member of Parliament, what really did you tell the constituents?
Chairman, is this in reference to 2024, 2019? Which one, please?
Very well. Let's limit it to the 2024 elections.
Thank you. Chairman, I told them to look at the work that I've done in opposition in 4 years, and also to
What I'm asking you is that, what did you forget about work done? That should they vote for you, what would you do for them? They are listening to you. I want to know too.
Yes, and I said that they should assess me with what I had done and give me the opportunity to build on it. And they agreed with me and
okay,
gave
so
me...
what then did you tell them that you were going to do for them should they vote for you in the 2024 elections?
Thank you, Chairman. So I see that I have huge numbers where the youth are concerned. And all they're looking for are opportunities to be able to earn a living, to get an education, and to live in a safe environment. And so over the 4 years, I've been giving them opportunities to learn skills. I've been assisting them to get an education. And I've been creating opportunities for them to look outside and think outside the box. That if, for example, my parents were teachers before my dad went into the army, whatever your parent did, you don't have to look at only that, but there are other opportunities. And I share experiences of other people from the constituency who have done very well as a form of role modeling and mentoring. I think so far that has been my strength in empowering the community to take charge over their lives by engaging in skills that they'll be proud of. And it's worked for me. Thank you.
Are you troubled by the extent of youth unemployment in your constituency?
Yes, I am.
How do you intend to address it with your government in office, with this 24-hour economy mantra?
So in 2020, my party, the NDC, had in its
the youth are very impatient all over, and you can't blame them for their impatience. They need jobs. How would you react to a request by your constituency executives that, come what may, all employment in your sector should have at least 10% from your constituency? How would you react to a request of that by your constituency executives, that they come listing all the sectors in your ministry and tell you that every recruitment give 10% to your constituency? How would you react to them?
Thank you, Chairman. I suppose that they are a part of the population that we have, and it's fair for them to demand their fair share of the national cake and opportunities that avail. It has to be done equitably, that everybody who is a youth, when the opportunities come, gets or takes advantage of it. So I suppose that's the best way to answer your question. Thank you.
Now, you are 18 in Parliament. So far, only 3 of you have made it to the president list. Would you agree with me that...
Chairman, the policy is to make tourism, culture, and creative arts a driving force that harnesses the resources of our country, manages it, promotes it, and give it the energy to bring in the required results in terms of revenue. It seeks to employ tourism, as I said before, take center stage in the ministry.
Do you have your NDC manifesto with you?
I have the abridged version.
The bit on tourism.
Yes, I'm here.
Were you part of the preparation of the tourism policy?
I was a part of the... Sorry.
Honestly, were you part of... If you were not part of it, I won't proceed on that. But if you were, I can, because I have very critical questions to ask. I will spare you. If you were not part of the preparation of the policy, just tell me, I'll stay off it. I'm being very honest with you, and I'm not going to surprise you.
And my honest answer is that I was a member of the committee. I did not have enough opportunity to attend meetings, but I'm on the page with them, so I followed up on that. Thank you.
So you did not play an active role in putting this in the enactment of this policy? You did not?
I will agree.
So you would agree with me that it is your first time of having an interface with this policy of your party now in government?
That I will not agree to, because as I said,
explain. Why?
As I said, we have a page. We've met a couple of times with the committee, and I'm on the page with them. So
let's stay there. So back to it. Revive the Creative Art Fund to provide sustainable financial support for startups and for ailing large, medium, and small creative enterprises. So let's stay on sustainable, to provide sustainable financial support. How does your party seek to achieve this? How does it intend to achieve this now that you are going to be the main implementer of the policy?
So, from the experience of the NDC when we were in government,
an important thing that I want us to take note. You realize that a lot of times these supports come as a social intervention support, and people take it, access it, and will not want to pay back. If you want to pursue, they will remind you of their votes. Let's face reality. Are you sure that practically you can get people to pay back? Are you sure?
I think that we can work at it. Do we have opportunity to recover everything? Probably not, but we could try, because it's the same with, the financial sector. People borrow money from the banks. Do they always pay? They don't always pay, but some do pay. So we have to put in mechanisms that encourage people to return it and probably get reward for that. So I'm sure that the examples abound in other sectors that we can learn from. How do the banks do it? We can pick from that and leave all out of their books and make it work in our case. Thank you.
So this fund, this creative art fund that you are going to revive, how would you fund it? With your government promising a repeal of the e-levy tax, repealing even taxes at our ports, taking away COVID levy, doing away with a lot of taxes, that is one key promise.
To considering that it's been 8 years, I do not know where we stand with that, but it's one of the things that I have to do as soon as possible to see where it is and where we can take it from here. Thank you.
Can I suggest to you that the best way to sustain this and to make it active, to benefit the industry, will be to ensure a levy that will regularly feed into the fund?
Yes, we do have the tourism levy. It is possible that we can probably add on, but I'll hasten cautiously and rely only on what we already have and see how we work around it and perhaps move forward with it. Thank you.
Can you, when we come into office, they become expectant, and legitimately so. What time frame can you give?
It is for that same reason that I would plead with you not to ask me to give you a time frame, because you and I know that our youth are hungry, and when you're not careful, when you make promises that you are not sure of, you set yourself up for failure. What I can assure the youth of this country is that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has indicated his desire to create opportunities for them to thrive, and in so doing, help us build a strong economy for our country. I will put my shoulders to the wheel and assist him to achieve that. Thank you.
See, Honorable, at this point, most respectfully, is about policy implementation. No rhetorics, no talk. They are demanding to know when the Creative Arts Fund will now be accessible, they would want to know even how much startups they will get and all. So to generalize will not be doing justice to the issue. I would want you to consider being as practical as possible if you cannot readily commit, but as soon as you get to office, because it's something that you cannot wish away. You agree with that?
Absolutely. I cannot wish it away, but I can be cautious as I go forward and be guarded in promises that I make on this platform. I'm sure that the opportunities will arise when we are sworn in and I take office, that I come back to the committee or on the floor for us to address these issues, but I will not be making promises that I cannot keep. I do not know what's in the kitty, so based on what will I make such promises? So I would plead with Chair to let this slide, because I do not have any promise to make, because as I sit here, it will be, it will not be good for me to make any promises when I have not assumed office. Thank you.
Now, would you know the Ghana Enterprise Agency, former NBSSI? You know about it?
I've heard about it.
We gave them a new identity through an enactment in Parliament. Ghana Enterprise Agency. You are aware that they've been disbursing funds to the creative art industry and traders and all. So I want to find out from you whether you can rely on that agency to support the creative art industry pending the introduction of this your creative arts fund. Because they cannot wait. The youth cannot wait.
It's a suggestion that I will embrace and pursue when I'm given the nod. Thank you.
Similarly, would you want to tap into the Maslock Fund as an interim measure to support the creative art industry as soon as you get a nod, whilst you put your house in order on your own policy?
If it's something that you are sure of and sharing that information with me, I'll gladly go and pursue that. But I do not know the framework within which Maslock disburses its funds. But I will explore it. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, you agree with me that your work will require a lot of travel. You agree with me?
To a large extent, yes.
You would agree with me that that would largely take you away from the constituency?
I think that the travels for the minister are not cast in stone. I also know that you can delegate, and based on the experience that I have, I know that it is possible to have a fine balance between visiting the constituency and the official obligation of the minister. So I'll walk the fine line. Thank you.
When I referred to travels, I wasn't only referring to, when I talked about travel, I wasn't only referring to foreign travels, but I'm saying that I was also referring to local travels across the length and breadth of the country. Are you saying that you will because of constituency demands, not visit various tourism sites to actually see for yourself the potentials?
Honorable Chair, that is not my suggestion. I will find a fine balance between what is officially my task as a minister of the industry and also my responsibilities to my constituency.
Do you know some of the... You want to ask something?
Honorable members, I believe in a situation like this, our constituents understand. When we fit into a new role, if you are with them every weekend, probably you may not be able to do that, and they perfectly understand.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable nominee, let me know from you how you intend to manage the agencies under you. By the way, how many agencies have you identified as being agencies under your ministry?
Thank you, Chair. We have about 14 of them, 13, 14. But I also do know that a restructuring of the ministry would be important going forward because some responsibilities overlap, but these are things that I'm sure that once the structures are properly set in place, we should be able to address. But for now, I think we have about 13 or 14 of them.
Can you mention a few of them?
Absolutely.
Please proceed.
Yes. We have the Museums and Monuments Board, the National Theatre of Ghana, the GTA, we have GATOF, we have the Du Bois Memorial Center, we have the Kwame Nkrumah Park, which is part of museums. We have the Centers for National Culture, the National Commission on Culture, the National Theatre. Yeah.
So these 13 agencies, the heads of these agencies naturally would be political appointees. You agree with me?
I believe so.
Would you consider members who are qualified from your constituency and the Volta region, considering the limited number of people getting opportunity to serve in ministerial appointment, to fill these vacancies?
On merit, yes.
I should take it that in these agencies under your ministry, Ghanaians should not be surprised if you are filling them with members of your constituency on merit.
It would be wrong for me to do that. I think that all Ghanaians will be given the equal opportunities, and the best candidates will take the slots.
I'm not talking about regular employees. I'm talking about the heads, the chief executives, the director general.
Yes.
So you are going to conduct interview for the chief executives, director generals, because you are saying Ghanaians will be given equal opportunity. I want clarity how you facilitate this appointment.
Chair, these are areas of specialized areas. You can't, for the life of me, expect that because you are a constituent and you like me and I like you back, I should automatically put you there because you have applied. If you don't have the competency, it will be difficult for me to put you there. It's based on that I'm suggesting that equal opportunity should be given to those who apply and the best candidate put in the place. I believe that's the best way to go. Thank you.
So you would agree with me that the peace of this country will materially enhance your success as a tourism minister?
If you kindly come back again, please.
The general peace of Ghana. The general peace of Ghana. Okay, so let me give you a background to it so that you can appreciate what the point I'm trying to make. I spoke to some friends in the industry who are into hotels, and they tell me that before the elections, the bookings they were having were just around 25-30%. But after the elections, the occupancy rates increased. I asked them why. They said, well, because of the fear, these foreigners were coming in, because of the fear that of the outcome of the elections, the uncertainties and all. So though we're entering into Christmas, they were not willing to come. But immediately we had the elections and they realized that Ghanaians were generally peaceful. They started booking. Right. So you get a background now. You get a background. So I now put the question to you. Do you agree with me that the general peace of Ghana would necessarily enhance your success as a sector minister?
I agree, not only as a sector minister, but as a Ghanaian, for my own safety as well. Thank you.
Very well. So, would you be concerned about violence in the country, post-election violence, wherever it may be occurring? Would you be concerned as a tourism minister?
I'm always concerned, and I don't have to be the minister to be concerned about it. Thank you.
What advice do you have as a tourism minister? What advice do you have for those Ghanaian youth who may be burning party offices, who may be involved in unnecessary violence merely because Mr. President could not appoint people from their communities? What advice do you have for them?
Honorable nominee, I don't think we have any evidence to the effect that Ghanaians are doing such a thing merely because A or B has not been appointed. So if the Honorable Minority Leader has such an evidence, then he can table it.
Honorable Chairman, thank you very much. Honorable nominee, you would agree with me that when a new government comes into office, there is general anxiety and expectation for political appointments, generally. You would agree with me?
Yes, to be fair.
You would also agree with me that not all persons will want to manage their disappointment in a peaceful manner. You would agree with me?
Well, human behavior, is dependent on each individual. I'm not sure that you yourself would disagree with me. That seems to be the case.
You would also agree with me that for those who are unable to manage their disappointment in a peaceful manner and resort to violence, such violence creates a negative impact on the tourism potential of the country.
Well, Mr. Chair, to be fair, people across all disciplines manage their failures differently. Some people are just sour losers, and some people manage whatever failures they find better. I would just say that it shouldn't so much be related only to my work, but as a country, we need to be more tolerant of one another. And we need to learn how to do unto others what we want others to do unto us. I think that when we have fellow feeling, then it doesn't matter that I was nominated and you were not nominated. because it's only a matter of time. Thank you.
So, in view of that, and as tourism minister, what would be your advice to the youths who may not want to register their protests in a peaceful manner as a result of such disappointment?
Chair, I'll urge all our youth, regardless of whether it's political or not, that we are in a civilized society. Institutions are available for you to seek redress if you are displeased about a decision that's been made or an action or inaction that has been taken or not taken. That you find the appropriate channel to express your concerns is the way to go. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Chair, on that note, let me congratulate my respected colleague. You know, Mr. Chair, in the political space we operate in, we have moderates and we have extremists. And I want to say this to the nation, that our job as political actors is to move to the center. Whether you of the right-wing ideology or of the left-wing ideology, moving to the center is what matters. Some extremists are of the view that when we get onto this table, we should be at war with you guys, and that we shouldn't even be nice. To those, I say no, that's not the politics of the country. Therefore, knowing who you are, I want to assure you of our support as a minority in the chamber. We'll be very constructive in following your affairs in the ministry. We, however, entertain no doubt that in view of your background, in all you've done for yourself, all that you've achieved in life, which we know, you will not fail the people of Ghana. But be minded that you are joining a government. It's not your personal enterprise. So you have a lot of work to do. I wish you all the best, my mom. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Honorable members, my leader humbly has breached the brevity principle that he established from the beginning. But nevertheless, let me proceed to recognize the guests behind the nominee. We have Togbi Amenyafiti, the fifth Paramount Chief of Aflawood Traditional Area. We have Togbi Nyatakpo Saba of Kliko Traditional Area. Togbi Adama Makoso of Soma Traditional Area. Brigadier General Lord Ativon, Professor Ernest Dumont, Miss Maukwenya Yawo Gomashie, Miss Gloria Ofori, Mrs. Grace Aku Adovon, Mr. Dola Gomashie, Nanahima Ajwa Awindo. You are most welcome. I will proceed to thank the nominees sincerely for appearing before the committee, very composed in answering questions. You will hear from the committee. You are hereby discharged.
Thank you very much, Chair. And I want to thank the industry for coming in their numbers to support me. And of course, my constituency executives and my traditional leaders as well, and my family. Thank you very much for having me. And my colleagues, yes.
The next nominee should be in readiness to take her seat.